For Coach Timmons over at Western Guilford getting that first official day of practice in here on this July 30th. Coach, some things you're doing inside here today because you can't go outside yet, it's too hot, but you go outside later. What are you doing inside here in the Bill Hollifield gym?
Well, we're right now, we've really been practicing since May. So what we're doing here on the required first day, especially being inside, we're just always going back over the basics. We're working a lot of fundamentals, getting back to what we did starting on the first day back in spring and just kind of getting the guys back used to things. So, but we've really been just working on what we got to do to get better and just the guys bonding as a team.
What are some things you're seeing you're liking right now? Some things that look good to you? Anything looks good to you right now?
I'm going to tell you what, and I firmly believe this. Sometimes you got to get rid of stuff to make things better. So we have been so much better as a team because the guys care about one another. It's unity. They're pulling for one another. They've really been working hard. I'm happy for what I'm seeing in the weight room. I'm happy for the practice. I'm happy for the guys coming together. And I'm happy for us being able to be better and do what Western's always been able to do in the past, which is play Hornet football. So that's what I'm really happy about.
It's probably good keeping most of these guys together all these years now, too.
Well, yeah, because this senior class, the class that came in with me, a lot of the guys, they have been through it, so, they're the ones that's leading everything. We did that a lot last year, but, we had a few bad eggs, that did not help us out, but now we got these guys are doing everything. The staff, we're just really out here coaching, but like the seniors and the juniors, they're really coaching the underclassmen. They're the ones doing everything.
Yeah, I think that guy was number 5 in the drill you had going earlier. He was helping those kids. He was telling them where they need to be and stuff like that.
Man, listen, Andy, it is happening all over to where it's really became really contagious to where our freshmen that have been here early in the summer, they've been coaching some of the new freshmen that really haven't been here. I'm seeing sophomores who were freshmen last year that they're coaching. So that's the family atmosphere that's being built over here. It has been tough, you know what I'm saying? But we've really been working on saying, hey, we've got to be able to focus on the small things. We got to have each other's back. We got to care about each other. It ain't no jealousy. It ain't no worrying about somebody, what this person's doing, what that person's doing. It's worrying about what's best for the team.
See, one thing, you got such a great start last year. I'd love to go back and just relive those first few games of the season again from last year. This is a great start.
Well, that's what I just said. We started off hot last year. And then what was it when we ran into Northwest, who was a daggone good team last year. We just never bounced back from that. So, my main focus in the offseason has been just working on mental toughness, working on understanding that, hey, if you get one ball thrown to you and your teammate over here gets, 5 or 6, carries or 5 or 6 passes thrown to him, it doesn't matter. It's about the outcome, because some of your best players are the people who do some of the small things. Our offensive line, they don't get to score touchdowns. We had one offensive lineman that had a freak score last year against Southwest, but our offensive linemen understand, and our skilled players understand that our offensive linemen are the most important part of offense. They do all the dirty work.
And if they get a good block and the guy scores a two, they should get half the credit. Absolutely. It's like an assist.
Yes, sir. And so the kids understand that. The kids are pulling for everybody, and everybody's doing well. And that's just been real contagious. And I'm really, really, really happy about that.
What about the short list of things you need to work on? What's on that short list right now? Things that you have to do to make you a better team this year and accomplish what you need to accomplish?
Well, again, it's always working on us. We can't get concerned or worry about what everybody else may be doing. So we got to continue to focus on the small details, being able to finish, being able to handle adversity, because we're going to be in some adverse situations. That's football. That's life. But how you handle it, how you respond to it is key. But when you got people that's positive in the locker room, you got people that's pulling for you, that makes everything a whole lot easier. And again, we have really grown as a team because we've gotten rid of a few bad eggs.
Tell me a few names out there, maybe 3 or 4 at most, some leaders on this team. Who are the leaders right now?
Oh, wow. I'm going to say the entire senior class. I can't start with them enough, and this is in no certain order, but I'm going to start with our offensive line seniors. We have Dwayne White, who's a senior, Laquan Robinson, Saquon Robinson. So that's 3 seniors on the offensive line that are big-time leaders. Timothy Baker is a leader that's a senior. Then you look on the defensive side. We have some, which we're very young on defense, but we have some other seniors that are really doing the small things that we ask to be done. So our senior class, and then you add in there Caleb as a junior, being a quarterback.
And he's got to be the leader.
Yeah, he has to be the leader, but what this team really everybody's leading. So what has really happened is making people like Caleb and Tim, they don't have to have the pressure on them all the time. They have to be the leader because we've had other people step up as leaders. So that has been really big for us.
One thing positive about Caleb Moore, if his passing game is not working, his running game is pretty good too.
Yes, he's put on about 7 pounds. He's gotten a whole lot stronger, a whole lot more explosive. But all that came from the weight room, Andy. Really, since our loss last season to Grimsley in the first round of playoffs, the guys have really been working hard in the weight room. And that's what I see it in school all the time. The guys are getting up together, working during dead periods, but we've really pushed the guys hard in the weight room, and I'm really excited about that.
Hey, one thing, if you could go back and take the first 5 minutes of that Grimsley game, just showing that tape in that first 5 minutes, you guys were right there with Grimsley in that game. That one call.
There was a lot. There was a lot. I mean, there was a fumble in the end zone that should have been ours. We had a couple bad calls, but Andy, that goes back to what I talk about, us being able to handle adversity.
Right.
Things are not going to go our way all the time. How we handle it, how we respond to it is key. That's what I'm really excited about. We have really made things tough on these guys. Our all-season conditioning, our speed and agility, the stuff in the weight room, we've really pushed them hard before we went outside and practice. And the guys have responded well to that. And it's such a team bond to where after practice, we're having to run the kids out of here to go home. They want to stay and hang out in the office and talk and, ask questions, want to get on the board. And those things right there are the small intangibles of what makes a program good.
And you think about it, last year was all about making the playoffs, getting into the playoffs. This year was all about getting back to the playoffs and winning a playoff game or more.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely our goal. But right now, we're focused on week 1. We have Southeast Guilford, with the Coach Bates program coming in here. And, that was a great game last year, so, I mean, that's our focus. Right now, we're focusing on week 1, focusing on us getting better, and we're just really pushing the guys hard. I mean, that's what we're doing.
And hopefully now you're healthy, and you got to stay healthy to be ready.
Yes, and we were pretty much healthy last year. It's just that, certain things, what I'm saying? And it's about chemistry. Chemistry will carry you a long ways. Some of the best teams in the NFL may not be the most talented, which everybody in the NFL is talented. It's about those guys that come together and put their differences aside. They put their stats or whatever aside to do what's best for the team. And we had that early in the season last year. And then some people were, jealousy set in. Some people, I want the ball, I want this. You only got one football. Everybody can't touch the football. But this year it's like, hey, let's go out there, whatever it takes. We're all about finding a way.
And you think about it, you mentioned some new faces showing up for you this year too. Maybe can't throw some names at you, but what's some of the positions these new guys are playing?
Oh man, so we have a few guys all over, and I think that'll be seen. It's going to be seen next week at our first scrimmage, next week. So what we're just going to do, we're just going to continue to work, Andy. Is every program's got some new faces, and so what we just worry about is we compete every day. So right now, like I told the guys at the beginning of practice today, there's a few positions that's still up for grabs. You know what I'm saying? And I tell them the depth chart changes all the time. I'm the one that does the depth chart. The coaches, we talk about it, and we were doing a depth chart back in May, and there's some people who thought that they were good at some spots, and then those spots left, and they decided to be unhappy. And I'm like, well, if you're unhappy, work and earn it, because nothing's going to be given to you.
If you don't want it, now you've got some depth. So there are some guys, if you don't want it, you got a guy ready to take over. He wants it.
And see, Andy, that's key. I mean, now with this 1 through 8A classification, we're a 6A school. We got a daggone tough conference. I mean, everybody knows. Everybody's going to talk about Grimsley. Everybody's going to talk about Dudley. But, Coach, Ragsdale was a daggone dogfight between us last year.
And that's the game you got to win.
That's a dogfight. Then you look, you got Page. That was a dogfight last year.
Another one you got to win.
Then you look, of course, Southwest was a daggone dogfight last year. And it is tough games every week. Smith is new to our conference. Smith is probably one of the most athletic teams around. You know what I'm saying? And they got a new coach who was at Northeast last year that we saw, and that was a tough game. So, every game that we have is going to be tough. So what we have created, we've created depth, but these kids come in every day knowing I might be a starter this day, but by the end of practice, if I'm not keeping my spot, I could go to second string, maybe third string.
Tell you one thing, that first game of the season is so important because I think you played Northeast first game last year and got that win.
It was Southwest Randolph.
So, yeah, but you played your first home game, I think might have
first
been in the Northeast.
Was
that
Northeast, yes,
that was a heck of a tough game.
Yes.
And that really kind of set the standard for what you guys were able to do the next few weeks.
Right.
Because you beat a pretty tough Northeast Guilford team last year.
Northeast, the Tate kid. I'm sure everybody knows about the Tate kid. That's the receiver over there. But, I mean, they were loaded last year. They're even more loaded this year. But that was a tough team last year, you know. And then you look at, you know, like you said, Southeast Guilford, you know, they're going to be tough. They got a big offensive line. They got a big defensive line. Our former, you know, the defensive line coach that was here with me the last 2 years, Donovan Artis, he's over there, you know. So, you know, he knows us. We know him. So, I mean, it's going to be a good battle.
There'll be some great football coming up this season. I know you look forward to the challenge, and I was just driving over here today. I remember back 1975, my first practice, my senior year, 50 years ago right now. This
50
week,
years.
50 years ago. I was thinking, man, still able to come to see these guys work out 50 years ago. It feels pretty good. And
yes,
I hope you guys can, like you say, keep it all together and make this a successful season and go and get in the playoffs again and get a playoff victory. What must happen in your quick assessment for this to be the most successful team Western Guilford's had in many, many, many years?
Well, I mean, you know, I mean, again, we have to take what we had last year, continue to build on that. What we have to do is be better than what we were last year, better than what we've been, and we just have to continue to take it 1 week at a time, 1 day at a time, and then everything else will pan out. Things are going to always work itself out.
Coach, good job, and keep up the good work.
Yes, sir. Hey, thank you for catching me out here in this hot gym when I'm sweating like this.
Oh, man, that's good. You're working hard if you're sweating in this gym,
yes,
for sure.
Yes,
Thank you, Coach.